Reid to bowl his last over. Has figures of none for 36 so far off 9. In the air, just wide of border, and gets through Carl Rackerman at mid-on.
Well, it's not often you see any sloppy fielding by the Australian team. Extremely compact and professional. Big Carl there probably thinks they've got the match in the bag. Little lapse in concentration. There it is. It's getting on a bit, Carl. He couldn't bend down there to his boot.
Reid bowling his 10th over. Greg Matthews has got through 9. Probably finish his spell next over. He has 3 for 38. Matthews making life very difficult for Peter Taylor. Taylor had to drop out of the Australian side with a back problem. Matthews has decided that he wants that spot. He's doing everything to keep it. That's nicely placed by Bicknell. Dean Jones out at mid-wicket. That's a Terry Alderman trick. He gets the hat and brushes away some of the little pebbles of turf there. I guess that what can happen if there are little pebbles there, the front foot really slips. I'd actually be doubtful. I suppose there could be little pebbles there. Usually bits of turf could probably have the same effect. O'Donnell at third man. Almost a wide. That one, not quite. 6 for 194.
It's going to be a warm one.
Baby, slip on your shirt. Yeah, real slow. Smooth on some cream.
At the moment, 2 out of every 3 Australians will contract skin cancer during their lifetime. So get sun-smart and save your skin. Before you go out, always slip on a shirt, sunscreen and...
90 runs off 9 overs. Bicknell has been tempted and beautifully hit. He hit right through that one and hit nice and straight. I don't think Matthews minds that too much, though.
No, it's seen in one of the limited overs matches before that Martin Bicknell is a good clean striker of the ball. I don't think he's the sort of player that should prop and cop. He should strike every now and again. That's a good blow, well into the crowd. Matthews, as Ian Chappell says, doesn't mind that. He's on a high, he's already got 3 wickets. A lovely flighted delivery, tempting the batsman. Oh dear, dear, dear. Fielding really has just gone off the boil. They've got the match in their pocket. Bruce Reid, he needed to be 12 feet tall at the bowler's end to stop that.
Well, 2 deliveries, and they've got 9 runs off this over. They need 10 and over. De Freitas is on strike. Matthews quite prepared to tempt the tail-enders. And when I said before he won't mind it, he probably doesn't enjoy getting hit for 6, but most spin bowlers will sacrifice a 6 for a wicket any time. And I think Matthews feels that if he's got Bicknell trying to hit him out of the ground, the odds are in his favour. He's got 3 men out on the onside. Simon O'Donnell at long on. Steve Waugh is at mid-wicket. And Bruce Reid is around there at deep backward square. Really tempting him, and that's nicely placed once again by Bicknell. He's giving it a bit of thought, the big swing bowler. Quicker one, and that's beautifully played. The late cut, excellent shot. So flurry of runs there as Matthews finishes his spell. 16 off that over.
CBS smashes the music price barrier with the fantastic Nice Price range. CD $17.99, cassettes $11.99. There's the Top Gun soundtrack, Aerosmith, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Noiseworks, The Angels, The Stones, Gloria Estefan, Michael Bolton, Billy Joel, Pink Floyd, New Kids, Meatloaf, Terence Trent D'Arby, Springsteen, The Black Sorrows, Gypsy Kings, Carole King and more. Top artists, top music, great value. CD $70.99, cassettes $11.99. Now that's a hell of a nice price.
Bicknell on 24 from 22 deliveries. So he's striking the ball quite nicely. And De Freitas 18 off 27. Good partnership. These two came together at 174. They're certainly going to ensure that England get past that 222 figure, which is important. The points table is worth looking at because of that figure of 222. De Freitas just has a problem there behind the sight board. If you look at the points table, you'll notice in the final column there, New Zealand 4.09 the run rate, England 4.02. They're both on 4 points. England have a game in hand, but all their matches to go are against Australia. So run rate is important. Just in case England and New Zealand finish equal on points, that run rate will then decide who goes through to meet Australia in the finals. So that 222 figure is important. I'm sure they'd love to get the 284. That would mean they go to 6 points and pretty well make their position secure, because obviously it would increase the run rate enormously. But if they can't get the 284, then the 222 and plus anything over 222 is a terrific bonus, and these two are ensuring that England will at least get to the 222. Brackerman has come on to replace Reid. Reid has finished his 10 overs, none for 41. Brackerman bowling his 8th over. New Zealand with just 1 game remaining in this competition, and they play Australia in that final match. It's well run. That match, Australia-New Zealand, is in Hobart, the first limited overs international with Australia playing in it anywhere in Tasmania. That's at the beautiful Bellerive ground. You see the Derwent River there in the background. Tickets for that match can be picked up from Centertainment. You can call them on 002 310303. Australia versus New Zealand. Another first for Bellerive. was the non-striker who called yes. It was always the batsman's call. Wisely, Martin Bicknell said no.
Well, nearly another run out there. Yes, no, and if it had hit, I'm afraid Philip de Freitas would have been out.
Once again, Jeffrey, just defying basics. I mean, it is the striker who calls in front of the wicket.
Yes, too many basics are going wrong in the batting. They're now running quite poorly amongst themselves.
Right through him, and a nice little clunk there. Nice sound if you're the bowler. It is called the death rattle if you're a batsman, and you don't look around to see the carnage. You just get on your bike.
Yes, he's really disappointed with that, Martin Bicknell. You could see him shaking his head because he played so well and so straight. Here he's playing across the line. Look, he's looking for the mid-wicket gap. Instead of playing straight, all his runs have come when he's hit the ball fairly cleanly straight. And England now 7 for 213.
Good food, good health with Richard Wilkins.
Snack food can be good food, like my do-it-yourself tacos. Lean minced topside, cooked in a non-stick pan with onions and garlic. Stir in some chili sauce, tomato paste and canned kidney beans. Loaded into the tacos along with tomato, lettuce and grated cheddar cheese, and you've got yourself a nutritious snack to handle the meanest munchies.
Brought to you by the Australian Dairy Corporation.
Not bad.
Kodak wants you to see as many movies as you like this summer. Every special Kodacolour Gold film pack contains a free movie pass to let you and a friend go to the movies for the price of a single ticket. Imagine all the fantastic Village and Greater Union Cinema movies you'll be able to see. And every pack gives you the chance to win one of 2 Suzuki Vitaras. Remember, the more Kodacolour Gold film you buy, the more movies you can see this summer free. Kodacolour Gold film with a special movie pass, now on sale at a store near you.
Eddie Hemmings, the hero at Lord's for Nottinghamshire, last ball of the Cup final. 3 runs required for Nottinghamshire against Essex. John Lever the bowler. Eddie Hemmings hit it for 4. It was a grand moment for Eddie, but no such joy for him out there today. He comes in following the dismissal of Martin Bicknell.
Yeah, you'll see how he tries to hit it to mid-wicket. A little bit of shuffle of the left foot. The bat goes around towards mid-wicket. Quick look round, and off he goes in disappointment.
Yes, that was a great moment for Eddie Hemmings. Actually, it was a battle of the old ones, that one, wasn't it? Eddie 41. What's John Lever? He must be about 40-odd.
Yes, it was John Lever's next to the last game. He was retiring, actually. I think he played 1 championship match for Essex, so it was a success for Eddie and disappointment for John. He could have finished on such a high note. John's about 39.
Seven overs remaining for England. They need 71, so that rate is just over 10 still. Simon O'Donnell back into the attack. Reid is up inside the circle, so there's no fine leg. O'Donnell in his first spell bowled 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 31. There is a third man. Carl Rackerman is in that spot. He's improved his throwing enormously, Carl Rackerman.
Yes, good cricket there by both teams. De Freitas running hard for a quick 2. Rackerman picking it up, aggressive, attacking feeling, and right to the top of the stumps, making the job for Ian Healy nice and easy. There's that slower ball by Simon O'Donnell. He's only just gone back into the attack and he's still changing his pace straight away. And I wish the England bowlers would take a leaf out of O'Donnell and Steve Waugh's book. You'd think they'd be sitting in the dressing room watching, and they've now played against Australia a few times. They're watching how O'Donnell alters his pace, bowls these slower balls and these Yorkers a lot. Boy like Martin Bicknell, who took a lot of stick today from Dean Jones. Must have been a quite demoralising experience for Martin Bicknell. What he should be doing is sitting down now and watching Simon O'Donnell. He's got out from batting. He should be sitting watching O'Donnell, who's played lots of one-day cricket. He's bowled at the death against a lot of great players better than Philip de Freitas. And watching how he alters his pace, changes where he bowls on the crease, close to the stumps, sometimes wide of the stumps. And learn, because you can never stop learning at cricket, and particularly when you're 21 years of age, like Martin Bicknell and Chris Lewis, who's 22 for England. Should be watching better, more experienced players and learning from them.
Philip de Freitas will retain the strike. It's 7 for 216 after 44 overs.
Kmart Auto's the right place to get the genuine original Club Auto lock. It's Australia's best seller. The real thing, not an imitation, and the one with up to a $500 insurance rebate if your car's stolen. Hey, it won't happen. The Club's easy to put on. It's like a big red sign that says, "Go away, thief, you've got no chance." Just $49.85, you ought to get the one and only Club at your one-stop auto shop, Kmart Auto.
.68 required for an English victory. They want at least 6 to get that run rate up above New Zealand. And Eddie Hemmings is running. There was always a run there. De Freitas very slow to react.
Oh, what a mess England made of that run. It was easy run. The fielder bobbled it. Look at it. And there's both at the same end. I wasn't the best runner between the wickets. I had a few experiences of that, but I've seen England run these last few matches. I think they're worse than me.
Nicely placed, Eddie Hemmings. And a very good save at third man. Hemmings must have thought he was going to get a boundary there. Dean Jones not only making runs for Australia, but also saving them.
Eddie Hemmings slicing it away. Third man, you would have expected this to race away for 4, but really committed fielding there. Wonderful effort. Picks up throw, he has a strong arm as well. Look at that, powerful arm as well. Look at that, it's a dance. Yes, no, they almost do a quick step and a foxtrot all together.
Don't know about making England laugh. Some of their running between wickets would make them cry. And if they do need something to make them laugh after this weekend, that might do the trick. Ashes, battles and belly laughs, priced at $17.95. Tremendous Christmas present. Or if you just want a belly laugh, that's the book to get. A few of our commentators might have a belly ache, I think, after Greggy's finished with these mangoes. Greggy's got plenty of mangoes piling up here. Bowen mangoes, he assures me they are. He could well have a belly ache after that lot.
I don't know, Ian. I think the way England are performing, he'll probably hang himself before he gets to eating the mangoes.
Good crowds here at the Gabba. And you think that Australia weren't involved on the Saturday. 6,024 for the Saturday. Sunday, 20,542. The crowd, gates were closed. And that means a total of 151,929 for the WSC matches so far this season. It's 7 for 218.
Australia is so far away, Felipe.
I have to live in Australia, Papa, if I am to see Europe.
¿Qué?
See this book? In Australia, they get Europe cheaper than we do. You can even put your own trip together.
Aha.
Goodbye, Papa.
Goodbye, my son.
No, Papa, it is my
Bye,
taxi.
my son. Bye-bye.
The British Airways holiday book. Get it in Australia now.
7 for 218. England need at least another 4 to get their run rate up. To take you to the end of this match, it's Bill Laurie and Max Walker.
Thank you, Ian Chappell. 5 overs to be bowled. Another good performance by the Australian bowlers. Earlier today, Alan Border won the toss and had no hesitation whatsoever in electing to bat. Conditions were perfect this morning here at the Gabba. And it's fair to say that his batsman didn't let him down, because Marsh and Jones batted superbly in a massive partnership of 185, and after the 50 overs, Australia were 5 for 283. Jones top scoring with 145. England bowlers took a little bit of stick, but it was a good batting track. And the best of the bowlers probably was Tufnell, who didn't take a wicket. So Donald now from Clem Jones stand end, full pitch, not put away by Hemmings. Fraser 1 for 47, Bicknell 1 for 64, De Freitas 3 for 57, Hemmings no wicket for 57, and Tufnell 10 overs, no wicket for 43. And England in with a chance at one stage. They 1 for 100, but then they really mucked it up in the middle order with run-outs and 2 loose strokes. Matthews chipped in with 3 wickets. Border was involved in 2 run-outs. It was a tragedy for Alex Stewart, who played superbly for 40 off only 34 deliveries, and really that was the end of the big chase. But they've done well, England, to get to 7 for 218. In previous form, this is an improvement, but unfortunately nobody going on getting a big score. 12 forward, he won't give that one. Umpire King had a look. Simon O'Donnell asked the big one, but umpire King, with a smile on his face, is aware that Hemmings was well forward.
Late afternoon, a bit of sunshine, not much pressure around from the Australian point of view. Moment of decision for the umpire, but quite rightly decides against it. That's the way Australia did it. 283. The chase, 284 required by the Englishman, and just a steady loss of wickets. After not a bad start, that was a problem for them. England now, after 46 overs, are 7 for 218.
That's different.
The Carassia Aratus.
No, that.
Oh, you mean the enchanting Schweppes Dry Ginger Ale. The slightly sharp exotic with a gentle bite of ginger, bursting with Schweppeffervescence.
Schweppe what?
Schweppeffervescence is the shh that lasts all night. Curious. Well,
This could become my drink.
we could always share it.
Straight Schweppes Dry Ginger Ale. Curiously refreshing.
7 for 218. De Freitas 24, Hemmings 1. It's Straight toward cover. Carl Rackerman in his final over. It's been steady, but the pitch has been in favour of the batsman. 1 for 38 off 9.1. Reed, no for 41. O'Donnell, 9 overs, 1 for 34. Stephen Waugh, none for 20. Mark Waugh, none for 23. And Matthews, 3 for 54. His last over costing 16 runs. Excellent crowd of 20,000 here. They've been entertained today with some beautiful striking of the ball. Jones and Marsh, and then for England, Lamb, Gooch and Stewart. Quick 25 from Bicknell, one massive 6.
Queensland Cricketers Club, that's the place to be. It's around about deep mid-off, Rackerman bowling. Really, Alan Border very happy with the way that the side's been playing. In fact, maybe the batsmen have been going just too well. And all of the batsmen are getting a good workout. Marsh has had a magnificent summer right through the FAI Cup matches, Shield matches, Test matches, and now in the one-day internationals. Boone's missed out again today. David Boone is out LBW to Fraser for 10. Dean Jones in good touch now, but Mark and Stephen Waugh, they're going to get 1. They'll have a look at 2. Mark and Stephen Waugh could perhaps do with a bit more of a hit out. Greg Matthews certainly hasn't suffered from overexposure at the crease. Simon O'Donnell had a good hit out at the MCG during the week. Alan Border himself, 2 man of the match performances, a couple of decanters on the sideboard at home. Really no pressure at all. Dean Jones signing autographs really gave the crowd plenty to cheer about today.
Well, struck for straight toward cover. Still 6 men inside the circle.
The Australians go to Belrive on Tuesday, and they play New Zealand. Then the Englishmen on December 20 play a Victorian 11 at Ballarat. And of course the Boxing Day Test match. It's the second Test match in the 5 Test match series against England. And then 2 more one-day internationals, Australia v England in the new year.
Well driven, and Reed does well. That's the end for Carl Rackerman. 7 for 221.
The multi-award-winning Suzuki Vitara is a genuine off-roader with the on-road comfort and pure driving pleasure of a prestige passenger car. The power steering, power windows and door mirrors and central locking are optional. The excitement is standard. Suzuki Vitara, soft tops and hard tops, manual or automatic, for the luxury of 4-wheel drive.
Three overs to be bowled. England 7 for 221. De Freitas doing a good job again. 26. Hemmings 2. They've reached 220, so their run rate edges ahead of New Zealand at this stage of the series. It's clipped away. It beats fine leg, and that's 4. Simon Donald just straying on the leg stump. Reed's inside the circle at fine leg, and that's been well picked off by De Freitas. Very happy crowd here at the Gabba. It's been a lovely day, not too hot. Seen some magnificent hitting, a lot of 6s, a lot of big hits straight and over mid-wicket. Some disappointing moments when the Englishmen run themselves out in the vital stage of this innings.
De Freitas be looking to play as well as possible out here. Be selected in the England B team to go to Pakistan in January. At the back of his mind, he'd be hoping that he could force his way into the Test side and perhaps not have to go on. was overlooked initially. Martin Bicknell getting preference.
I don't want to get any assistance from this pitch. It's been a batting track all day. It's been a very fair wicket. Batsmen have played their shots, and it's been very little help for the seamers. Matthews got a little bit of turn, but not a lot. And O'Donnell now just trying to bowl a good line in the final overs. That's a big hit over cover. That bounces once over the fence for 4. So good rear go action by De Freitas, taking the attack up to Simon O'Donnell.
It's the sort of play the crowd love to see. Just waited on that one. Good flat track here at the Gabba. Ideal for one-day competition. Ball coming onto the bat. Stroke play very easily played. Hit across the line. Good bounce. The swing was just too big then. I think huge draft. In fact, Healy behind the stumps. I wonder where that one was coming from. And then threw it back. Simon O'Donnell had turned his back and the ball landing somewhere around about shoulders. Freitas was originally chosen for Mike Gadding's Rebel team to South Africa in '89, but he had to pull out because of death threats. This seems to me a common sense approach. As I mentioned, he was chosen for the England B team to go to Pakistan next year. So too is Hugh Morris.
It's nicely played. That's the final delivery for Simon O'Donnell. 7 for 230.
You can do it with McEwen's, 'cause we've got a million things.
McEwen's have a million ideas on sale this Christmas, like a Sunbeam Express kettle, only $45.50, save $10. Makita's 9 1/4-inch circular saw, only $219, save $60. Flambeau's versatile toolbox, only $39.95, save $16.55. Trim up with a McCulloch brush cutter, only $159. And B&D's cordless screwdriver, a crazy $36.95.
You can do it with McEwen's, 'cause we've got a million things.
7 for 230 as Alan Border comes on to bowl the 49th over. These are valuable runs for England. Pick up another 10 or 15 here now with their run rate. Border left arm orthodox spin. De Freitas 35, his highest score in one-day internationals.
Australia play England on New Year's Day. It's a day-night match at the SCG. Border could be used there. England used 2 spinners against New Zealand on Thursday night with success. Tufnell and Hemmings spinning the ball quite a deal. Alan Border taking 7 wickets in innings in a test match against the West Indies there. Perhaps the bowling highlight of a magnificent cricket career. We'll be hoping to add more honours to that when Australia goes to the Caribbean that second week in February.
Innings misses an opportunity to sweep fine. This ball strays down the leg side. Bruce Reid beating it off. Well, they're going through the motions now, but it's another good performance by the Australian 11. While they were challenged by the England batting. That's a big hit. It's going over long on. Away it goes for 6. Sweetly timed. Just wide of long on. De Freitas using his feet beautifully.
A strong arm in the field. The bowl's very fast. He has a tremendous amount of timing. For a big hit through the covers. A couple of overs back off Matthews. And this one bringing up both arms of the umpire. Big hit. One of many 6s we've seen here at the Gabba today.
This time he clubs it down to long off. Just a single. 9 sixes today. That's a tribute to the pitch and the ability of the batsman and the smallish Gabba ground. That's the end of the over. 49th. It's 7 for 239.
Me and my shop, we're working great together. Me and my shop make a very strong team. And when the pressure's on, my shop will get it done. Makes doing business a dream, yeah.
You and your shop, there are no better business partners. You've got sharp quality, and sharp quality is the key to performance.
It's simply the best from shop.
7 for 239 after 49 overs, England. And it's going to be Dean Jones to bowl the final over. Freitas hits that down to long off for a single. These are valuable runs for England. The final overs. It's been a good effort.
Dean Jones, not a high-profile bowler. Run rate of England, 4.88. It was a big shout. Dino is fairly serious in that shout too. After all, he has 3 one-day international scalps on the belt. All of them scarred for life. But he's a bit of an average off-spinner. Had a great day here with the bat, now having a bit of fun with the ball.
It's well taken by Healy. Big shout for stumping. He moved at one stage, but I think he got back. Oh, it's all happening here. Jones enjoying this. Hemmings made a mess of that. He crossed over, and Healy had the bails off in a flash.
It's a comedy of errors there. I think Eddie might have got the foot out. He got the foot out. Almost tore the trousers getting the left leg back. And Healy upsets the timber. Bails on the ground. Mean look at the umpire at square leg. Unfortunately for Dean Jones, not out. So Eddie lives to fight again.
He asked the question this time. They're through for a leg by. Well, Hemmings gets away from the spin of Dean Jones. And the final over here at the Gabba.
Dean Jones almost shouted as the ball left the hand. I don't think he was attempting to spin that too much either. It looked very much like the arm ball, little drift.
And there's a big hit. That's a glorious shot over cover by De Freitas. That's 4 more. And England doing well in the final overs thanks to Phil De Freitas. He's hit with tremendous power and excellent placement. He's on to 48, De Freitas, with 1 ball remaining. And it's a fine short innings by the hard-hitting all-rounder. There it goes, down to backward square leg for a single, so that's the end. 7 for 246. A 37-run victory for Australia, a well-earned one. Very professional with the bat and contained England. A good effort by England, a good chase, Max.
Yes, it was a good effort by Australia, and in the finish, good innings by De Freitas. He scored 49. Eddie Hemmings was not out on 3. Basically, the damage done when Gooch was out, he made a fine 41. Then the 2 nasty run-outs, Smith for 6 and Stewart for 40. And then Morris threw the bat hard and high from Matthews to give him his 3rd wicket. Bicknell made some impact on the scoreboard in scoring 25. But England really were never in with a big chance. It was a big ask, 284 runs. The Australians had the runs on the board. Their players in fine form. Their bowlers backed up that total. And Australia winning quite handsomely here again at the Gabba ground. We'll be back in a moment with Richie Benno.
Tonight at 7:30, the series premiere of 48 Hours. Every week, experienced newsman Dan Rather takes you to a different place to explore a different issue. On tonight's show, spend 48 hours on one of the world's mightiest warships.
It costs $1 million a day to run this ship.
From the flight deck to below.
You know what day it is? No, it's not.
To a wild ride in an F-14.
The feeling that you've cheated death again is a good one.
The series premiere of 48 Hours. Tonight, 7:30 on 9.
When I used to wash the car, all the power came from me. Forget that. My power washer uses a regular detergent with all these spray patterns. So look out, dirt, it's Rambo Dazzle's power washer. And at Kmart Auto, just $19.95. And for the windscreen, there's spring shades. Great for the beach. Beats the heat. Huge value at $14.95. Hey, I'm going surfing while you go saving at your one-stop auto shop, Kmart Auto.
These specially marked Sun-Kissed, Solo or Schweppes bottles, and you could win a trip for two to the world's hottest beach spots. See packs for details.
It's going to be a warm one.
Baby, slip on his shirt, yeah, real slow, smooth on cream.
At the moment, 2 out of every 3 Australians will contract skin cancer during their lifetime. So get SunSmart and save your skin. Before you go out, always slip on a shirt, sunscreen and...
Now Australia has an open sky. We can show you the better way to fly. A warm smile you'll take with you. Reach for the stars. Reach for the stars.
That was an outstanding win for Australia and some great cricket play today, the second of the double-header matches here at the Gabba. Tony Gregg is down the presentation area now with the 2 skippers and the player of the match.
It certainly was, Rich. Thank you very much. And I've got $5,000 allocated out of that kitty by the Australian Cricket Board and $3,000 on this occasion to Alan Border. Congratulations.
Thanks, Tony.
That is a tremendous victory.
Yes, you know, one of our best performances, I think, to date. So we seem to be getting better and better. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are going.
And you seem to be in a position as well where you can change that extra bowler around at willy-nilly, and you can do the same with the batting. Today you sent Stephen Waugh in one place up the order.
Well, it's just one of those situations where Stephen hasn't had a decent hit.
Melbourne for the test match. Well, we've also got the Man of the Match award here, and this Baccarat Crystal decanter, which will no doubt be filled up on this occasion by some Victorian red, I should think, plus a cheque for $500 to the man of the match without doubt today, Dean Jones. Well played.
Thanks, Tony.
Well, now, was that any different? I mean, they keep saying that you're the best one-day player in the world. I know you get all embarrassed about things like this, but I mean, that was absolutely superb today. Did you feel better today than, I mean, that you just seemed to come out there, hit it off the middle of the bat. Did you feel great?
Actually, I felt a little bit scratchy early and had a couple of inside edges that could have gone on the stumps and a little bit wide.
There was one, I remember, yeah.
So, but it's just great batting with Jeff Marsh at times. You know, he settles you down and keeps you being positive, and he's a great runner between wickets.
As a matter of interest, does the fact that you've got lots of batting down the bottom relieve the pressure at the top a little bit? I mean, once or twice over the years, we've sort of criticised the top end for being a little slow. Chaps like Marsh, who's a totally different player now perhaps to what he was 4 or 5 years ago, because he's incredible in one-day cricket. With all that batting down the bottom, does that sort of make you feel as if you've really got to go for it, or you just do it?
I think it just gives you added confidence really to try and hit the ball, because if you don't come off like today, I've got Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh, Alan Border and some great hitting down below with Simon O'Donnell. So it just gives me a lot of confidence. If I get out, well, I get out. There's no hell of a big problem, especially if I'm making runs at the time. So it just gives great confidence for you to hit the ball down the ground and go for fours, especially in the first 15 overs.
This philosophy about dropping a player and sort of giving everyone a go, given that you say Alan Border turned around to you tomorrow and said, sorry, Dino, you're not playing. We're going to give someone else a chance for the next match. Would that worry you?
Oh, I might pull up a bit sore tomorrow, so I won't mind at all. But no, that's part of the caper. You know, everyone's got to get a hit, and if the AB says to me, have a rest, well, that's fine, as long as we win. That's the major thing.
Well played today. You won easy. Well done.
Thanks for benches and edges. A great award. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Well, there we are. A tremendous inning from Dean Jones today, and back to you, Richie.
Thanks, Tony. Tony Greig with the two skippers and player of the match, Dean Jones. One of the best one-day innings I've seen. Now, it's all reflected in the scorecards. This is the way it happened out there today. The Australians won the toss. First time Alan Border's won the toss for quite some time. And 5 for 283 was their result. Absolutely brilliant. The second wicket stand between Marsh and Jones, 185, and that's a record for Australia for the second wicket in limited overs internationals. And Jones himself, 145 in just 133 balls. Super partnership, Marsh, 82 from 123. Then there was a bit of a slog where there were a couple of wickets lost, Mark Waugh and Simon O'Donnell. O'Donnell first ball, and Steve Waugh and Alan Border were not out, 14 and 4 respectively. The full 50 overs, 5 for 283. Now, in reply, England fell well short of that, 7 for 246. Once they got 1 or 2 losses there at the top with Gooch and Lamb going, as the England skipper said, and the 2 run-outs. They were struggling, but they got their run rate up. They were still quite a few runs short, 37 in all. 1 or 2 points out of that innings. That was Alan Border's 98th catch in limited overs internationals when he caught Alan Lamb, and Simon O'Donnell's 100th wicket when Wayne Larkins played on. 7 for 246, a very sensible innings from Philip de Freitas, 49 not out from 57 balls, did just the right thing down the bottom. And once again, young Martin Bicknell, for whom I've a lot of time as a promising cricketer, he came in there and hit 25 from 25 balls. He took a bit of stick with the ball from Dean Jones, but a lot of people have had that happen to them over the years. He's got a bit about him, Bicknell. He's a hard trier, and they finished with 7 for 246. The highlight of the day, though, definitely for me, Dean Jones and the way he batted, and here is what happened.
No slip in, and a boundary for Dean Jones. In the air and away from Angus Fraser. 2 boundaries from 2 balls. Dean Jones starting to hit his stride.
Oh, he smashed that one. That'll end up in Coco's. It's gone miles. It's a big 6. Huge 6 there from Dean Jones. He's decided to let loose, and he's smashed it down towards that sign down there. Down the wicket he goes again. That's straight. It's going to be into the fence on 1 bounce. Hit that in the air as well, and it's going to go to the fence too.
Jones gets that through the gap. That's 4. Beautifully placed. He was stretching to get to it. Got it right off the meat of the bat and raced away for 4. Oh, that's complete arrogance there from Jones. He charged the ball. He hit straight through the line to a vacant mid-off position.
And good running again, pressure on the fielder. And Jones 100, a brilliant innings. Wonderful stuff from Dean Jones here at the Gabba today in the second of these double-header matches. It's his 7th limited overs 100. He joins Jeff Marsh, having made 7. And it's the 31st limited overs 100 for Australia. It's a great performance. Magnificent. There's a man at deep mid-wicket. Straight onto the dog track. Over the top again, over the top of the fielder, but not quite over the top of the fence. Oh, just reach out and catch it, Jeffrey. What a magnificent hit.
Well, he's just tearing Martin Bicknell apart. He really doesn't know where to bowl.
Another 4. Now, it's not like Angus Fraser to stray there. He's trying to get the Yorker in, trying to jam it in under the bat. But he's just got it down on leg stump.
Oh, he smashed that one away too. That's 6 to a real flat 6. A magnificent shot from Dean Jones.
It really was great stuff. Incidentally, when I talked about Simon O'Donnell getting his 100th wicket in limited overs internationals, he became the 17th player in those matches to do so, and the 2nd Australian after Dennis Lillee. Back here at the Gabba in just a moment.